Golden Boy. That's what they call Atlanta's Jerry Trimble.
I want to welcome all of our audience around the world.
Picture this, two combat legends from completely different worlds standing face to face in what would become the most controversial crossover fight in modern combat history. The tension was so electric you could feel it crackling through the arena. When news leaked that Jerry Trimble and Mike Tyson would finally settle their war of words in a special exhibition match, the entire combat sports world lost its collective mind. This wasn't just another celebrity fight, this was the collision of pure martial arts precision against raw boxing devastation, two completely different philosophies of violence that had been simmering for months. The backstory? Both men had conquered their respective domains through radically different approaches. Trimble, the lightning-fast kickboxing champion known as Golden Boy, versus Tyson, the methodical destroyer who terrorized heavyweight boxing for decades. Their heated exchange on a popular podcast had set the stage, with both men questioning whether the other's style would translate in real combat. Trimble entered the ring like a coiled spring ready to explode. His reputation in kickboxing circles was absolutely terrifying. This was a man who could end fights with techniques most people couldn't even see coming. Standing 5'10", with the lean, explosive build of a world-class athlete, Trimble represented martial arts evolution at its finest. His strengths were genuinely frightening to contemplate. Trimble's speed was otherworldly. Witnesses described his kicks as appearing from thin air. His footwork was surgical, allowing him to create angles that seemed impossible. The man possessed flexibility that bordered on supernatural, capable of throwing head kicks from positions that would cripple ordinary humans. But here's where the story gets complex. Trimble's greatest assets carried hidden vulnerabilities. His style demanded perfect timing and distance management. He was a technical virtuoso, preferring to dismantle opponents with calculated precision rather than engage in brutal exchanges. This approach had dominated kickboxing rings worldwide, but against a pressure boxer known for closing distance, it presented unique challenges. Trimble's kickboxing background meant he was accustomed to fighting with specific ranges and rule sets. His conditioning, while exceptional for explosive bursts, hadn't been tested against someone who specialized in grinding, relentless pressure over extended periods. When Tyson made his entrance, the entire arena atmosphere shifted dramatically. This wasn't just another fighter, this was a man who'd built his legend on being an unstoppable force of nature once the bell rang. His 5'10" frame carried the kind of explosive muscle that came from decades of serious warfare, not just training. Tyson brought something Trimble had rarely encountered: devastating power combined with psychological warfare mastery. His boxing background gave him incredible hand speed for a heavyweight. Those fists were like sledgehammers with the precision of surgical instruments. His professional record spoke volumes: multiple heavyweight championships, with a fighting style that simply obliterated opponents through sheer ferocity. The man's mental game was absolutely legendary. Stories circulated about his intimidation tactics, the stare-downs, the pre-fight psychological destruction, the kind of mental warfare that broke opponents before they even exchanged blows. Tyson possessed that rare ability to make elite fighters question themselves simply by being in the same room. His head movement was poetry in motion, allowing him to slip punches that seemed impossible to avoid. Years of professional boxing had given him timing that was almost supernatural. He could find openings and defenses that appeared airtight to everyone else. But Tyson carried his own set of vulnerabilities. His aggressive, come-forward style sometimes left him open to counterattacks from longer-range fighters. Against opponents with superior reach and kicking ability, his boxing-focused approach could become predictable. His tendency to load up on power shots created windows of opportunity for the right kind of opponent. When the opening bell sounded, Trimble immediately established his game plan. His lead leg flicked out in testing kicks, measuring distance and timing. Tyson, true to his nature, began his methodical stalk, cutting off escape routes and reducing Trimble's operational space. The first significant exchange erupted 2 minutes in. Trimble launched a picture-perfect spinning back kick that caught Tyson in the ribs, doubling him over momentarily. The crowd exploded. This was the technique they'd come to witness. But Tyson's response was immediate and brutal. He absorbed the impact, stepped inside Trimble's guard, and unleashed a left hook that grazed Trimble's jaw as he pulled back desperately. This pattern dominated the early rounds. Trimble would score with his spectacular kicking combinations, but Tyson kept advancing relentlessly, absorbing punishment and methodically closing the distance gap. By the third round, subtle changes became apparent. Trimble's movement, while still impressive, had lost some of that effortless quality. Tyson's constant pressure was forcing him to work harder to maintain distance. Meanwhile, Tyson looked like he was just settling into his rhythm, his timing becoming more precise with each exchange. The critical moment arrived in round 4. Trimble attempted one of his signature techniques, a jumping switch kick aimed at Tyson's head. But this time, Tyson was ready. He ducked under the technique, stepped inside, and suddenly Trimble found himself trapped in Tyson's world, close quarters where boxing skills reigned supreme. Tyson unleashed a devastating uppercut that lifted Trimble off his feet, followed by a right cross that sent him stumbling across the ring. For the first time in the fight, Trimble looked genuinely vulnerable. What happened next revealed the true warrior spirit of both men. Trimble, despite being rocked, showed incredible resilience, using superior mobility to create distance and recover. His corner worked frantically between rounds, preparing for what everyone recognized was becoming a war of attrition. Tyson, sensing blood in the water, increased his aggression systematically. His combinations became more devastating, breaking down Trimble's defenses piece by piece. The 6th round was absolute warfare. Trimble abandoned caution completely, unleashing techniques in rapid succession. But Tyson weathered the assault like a fortress, enduring artillery fire, absorbing what he couldn't avoid and never stopping his forward pressure. The 7th round brought the defining moment. Trimble launched a spectacular combination, a low kick followed by a spinning heel kick aimed at Tyson's temple. But Tyson's boxing instincts kicked in. He slipped the spinning kick by millimeters, stepped inside Trimble's guard, and unleashed a devastating left hook to the body, followed by a right uppercut that snapped Trimble's head back violently. When the final bell echoed, both warriors embraced with genuine respect. Mike Tyson won by unanimous decision, controlling pace, distance, and overall battle direction. His relentless pressure forced Trimble to fight Tyson's fight rather than his own. Tyson emerged victorious because his boxing conditioning allowed him to maintain devastating power, while Trimble's explosive techniques gradually lost effectiveness. The Golden Boy had given his absolute best, but Iron Mike had proven once again why he was considered one of the most devastating fighters who ever lived.